When you want to do gym workout with the Whoop band, which activity do you choose? There is functional fitness, weightlifting, powerlifting, and some other options. For me, the functional fitness made more sense. So I have been using the functional fitness for past few months. So for functional fitness, you have to start the activity and then you have to write down the weights, the repetition, and also the sets that you are doing in a third party app like Apple Note. And then after the exercise, you have to go and add those exercise to make sure that the Whoop can calculate your strain correctly. It wasn't the easiest one, but that was okay. But thanks to one of our subscriber, I found out about Strength Coach. I don't know why they don't make it visible enough because for most of the user, they have to go to activity and choose an activity. But for a strength trainer, you cannot choose it from the activity. So I have been using the strength trainer for past few weeks. And in this video, I want to show you how this strength trainer coach works, how you can create or adjust a workout, and what are the advantages and disadvantages of using this strength coach. By the way, if you want to get the Whoop band, there is a link in description that you can get the Whoop band for free and try it for 1 month for free. As I said, it's not easy to find the strength coach. You have to press the plus button and then you will have some option. Then you can choose the strength trainer. When you press the strength trainer, either you can choose from the previous workouts that you have done or you can create a new workout. Also, there is an option called Whoop Workouts that you can choose some activities and some exercises from the influencers. But I don't understand why just all the exercises or all the sessions that you can get from this influencer is just one session. I would like to have a whole month of workout from them, not just one session, for example, leg session, back session, or something like that. Anyway, let's create a new workout. When you create a new workout, you can give it a name. I prefer to have the dates all the time to make sure that to remember when I create this exercise, and then let's call it pull day. Then you can add your exercises. Here you have a few options. Either you can filter the exercises by movement, by equipment, or by muscles, which is really handy because there's a lot of exercises in the app and you have to go through them, and some of them they have different names or the names that is not so popular, so it's easy to filter to make sure that you choose the right exercise. So for example, for the muscle we are going to use arms, back, let's say shoulder as well. Then equipment, we are not going to touch anything here. The movement, we don't care about that. Here also you can say if you want a horizontal press, horizontal pull, which is really nice, but muscle is going to be enough here. Then we have tree filter. Then we can go through the exercises to see what exercises we want, or what you can do, you can search for the exercises that you want. Let me clear these filters. Now, for example, I want to do pull-up, then you can just click the pull-up. And if you want to do a superset, you can choose 2 or 3 exercises together and then click the superset. For this day, for example, I want to do pull-ups. Then I like to do the back extension. Some of them, they don't have picture, but that's okay as long as you know the exercise. Then I would like to do a seated row. Here you go. And then what else? For example, I want to do biceps curl with the, let's say, dumbbell. Perfect. And then I would like to do a reverse fly if they have it. Yes, reverse fly. So I will add that 5 exercise, easy. I just gonna stick with that 5 exercise for this sample. Then you can add the sets that you want. For example, you can add, I want to do 4 sets of pull-ups, then I'm going to do 3 sets of back extension. You can add the sets, you can add the reps, you can add the weights. There is a lot of control in this area, which I really like. Also, you can remove a set if you don't like it or if it's too hard. And also you can adjust this through the workout that I will explain later. So here, for example, we are going to do pull-ups first without any weight. Then we are going to add just 5 more kilo to our pull-ups. And then at the last set, we are going to do 10. Then for the other exercises, we are going to keep it like that because we can add the rep throughout the exercise, which is really good. And you didn't have that option when you were choosing the functional fitness. Then let's save it like this. We don't want to go through really specific things right now. We want to make it faster. So we will save this. That's great. We're going to check it one more time, what our exercises we have here. That's good. Then we're going to start the workout. Then it's going to ask us where we have the device. So I have in my right wrist. So I'm going to press continue. And then it's going to give us a countdown. Then a warm up, which is really good. When you use the functional fitness or other activity, you cannot have any warm up, or you should add the warm up to your whole activity. But in this section, you have separate warm up, which is really good. Now, there's explanation about the warm up as well, which is really good. Then you have two options here. Either you can have a live session, which is going to show the time of the exercise plus your heart rate zone, or you can go to the exercise tab, which is really good as well because you have more control over the movement and over the things that you want to do. Let's say that we have done 7 reps of pull-ups in the first set. One thing I forgot here, that before you start any exercise, you have to press start the set or start the first set. So here, just imagine that I finished maybe my warm-up. I'm gonna press start the exercise. Then the good thing is that you have to see how the time for the active move, for example, now is a pull up. So I can see how many seconds I do that. For example, let's say I have done 7 pull-ups. So here either I can press end set, or I can go to the exercise session and then here press the set. Perfect. Then I can put how many reps I did. For example, I did 7 reps. Good. As you can see, one of the difficulty of using this app is that you have to be on your phone a lot when you are training, which I don't like, because you have to write the reps that you're doing, you have to write the weight that you're doing, and sometimes, for example, you have this expectation to do 5 kilo or 10 kilo. Then you will start the exercise and you feel that you cannot do that weight. So you want to reduce the weight. So you will reduce it and then you will do the exercise again. And then here you have to again adjust the weight. So there's a lot of friction of doing this, but there is no other way to track your workout. So I think at the end of the day, it's a good thing, but there is some adjustment that we will talk about it at the end of the video that they can make to make it easier and faster to do. So let's say now we had the rest time. This is really good, the rest time, because I had always problem with my resting time because all the time I was trying to do as fast as I can and keep my heart rate up. But now there's a counter here that is going to count how many seconds you rested, which is really good and you can see it all the time. So then nowadays I try to rest between 60 seconds to 90 seconds to make sure I recover completely. Now again, we are going to press start the set. Then we are going to go in the active zone. And then you can see in both view live session or the exercises. Again, after a few reps or whatever you did, you can press end. And then, for example, here we did 3 sets. Perfect. Now we have talked about how you can put the weights and repetition with this app. Now we're going to talk about the adjustment. For example, let's say that I did 3 sets, but it wasn't with 5, or I did 3 sets, but I didn't like it. So you have decided to do the set again because the weight wasn't comfortable. What you can do, you can press undo and then undo the set or redo the set. So here you can adjust the weight. For example, I did 8 kilo, and then you will start the set again. So you have this ability to redo the set, which is really good. Sometimes the weight, you want to adjust the weight, sometimes the weight is too easy or too hard, and then you already start the exercise or start the set. So you have this ability to go back and redo it, which is really good. Another thing is here that you can add a set. For example, you feel like you have more energy and you want to do 1 extra set, or remove it when you're tired and you feel like, okay, that's enough for today, I want to do the less sets. So you can do it over here. Also, there is another interesting thing here that you can adjust the exercise. For example, in my plan, it is pull up, back extension, seated row, biceps curl, and reverse fly. But I want to do the back extension at the end of my session, or the machine is full now and I want to make sure that I'm doing it, but I don't want to have too much rest between my exercises. So you just hold on to the exercise and bring it wherever you want and then just release it. So it's super easy. Just grab it, go up and down wherever you want, and just leave it there. Super easy, super handy. It You have to be on your phone a lot throughout the session, as I said, but it's super easy to do it. Another interesting thing that you can do is that you want to add an exercise. For example, you feel like to do one more exercise, then you press the plus button, and then, for example, we are going to do barbell row. Let's do a bent over row. Then you will add it here, then it's going to be there. Again, you can hold it and bring it up and down wherever you want and just adjust it. But over here, the problem is you cannot put two exercises together as a superset. So if you want to try to put it together, it doesn't work. So what you need to do is that you have to go to the plus and then use the exercise. For example, let's say pull-ups plus seated row and then press superset. Then you can do that. But from here, you can add an exercise to your superset. You just have to grab it, bring it all the way down to the superset, and then just release it there. Sometimes it doesn't work, but sometimes it's easy to do. So it's really handy. It's really good. I really like that. And it has a really easy interface, and you can just go through all the exercises easily. And I really like that. And the live session is pretty good as well, which you can see your heart rate and see what are the exercises, or if you need more resting or not, or this exercise cause you like higher heart rate, so you need more resting time between each session, between each set. And sometimes people, they want to be in different zone when they do any activity, so that can help them a lot. Now that is here is like 4 minutes rest, I wanted to explain something. When you want to start using this app, there's a learning curve, I think, into it, because first few sessions you're going to keep forgetting to press the start set and then end set, and it's really difficult because when you want to start an activity, you try to focus that you want to do, I don't know, a bench press or pull-ups, and then most of the time I forget to press the start the set, and then you will do it, and after that you realize you didn't start it and you don't know what to do. You don't know you should press the start right now. You have to redo the set that you don't want to do that because it's hard and you don't know what to do. So that is one of the things that is bad about it, because you have to keep remembering to pressing the start the set and stop the set, which is going to be really hard when you have a superset. For example, now here we have 3 superset exercises, and then when you want to change between one to the next one, for example, you do pull-ups and then after that straight you want to do seated row and then you want to do biceps curl, you have to keep checking your phone and pressing stop, start, stop, start, which is going to be a lot of friction and it's not going to be good, because whenever I do like 3 exercises, supersets, it's really hard to just pressing it each time when you finish, and most of the time I forget about it. And when I finish 3 exercises, I realize, okay, I didn't press a stop between the sets, and then I don't know what to do, and then I just press 3 times back to back to go to the original one. This one is one of the things that is bothering me a lot when I'm in the gym, that you have to be on your phone a lot. And there is a suggestion here. Just imagine that you want to do a barbell squat. So what you do is that you have to press the start, then you have to put your phone on the floor, then you have to go under the bar, grab the bar, come back, get ready, and that is the actual set start. It's already 10 to 20 seconds. So then you will do the squat, 10-15 repetition, then you go back, you put the bar back, and then you come back, you rest a few seconds because it was a hard session, a hard set, and then you push yourself a lot, and it's already you lost 10-15 seconds again. Then you will press stop, which is a long period. But if they have a technology that you can just tap the Whoop when you want to start it, the second before you want to start the set, just tap 3 times the whoop and it start the set for you. Or tap 3 times and then stop the set for you. It would be way easier and you don't need to grab your phone all the time because you can just tap it here and it's going to be super easy, especially when it comes to the sessions that you already had before. If I stop the session here, let's discard this workout. Let's go, for example, the push day that I did a few days ago. I already have all the weights, I already have all the reps, and then sometimes I don't need to change this, or I just change a few things on top of it. So I can just tap and it goes to the next set, which is going to be super easy. So the whole exercise or the whole workout, I have to grab my phone a few times that I change the weight or the repetition, and I don't need to be on my phone a lot. But recently that I'm using this strength trainer, someone told me that you're on the phone all the time. What's going on? I'm like, yeah, I have to put the weights and I have to put the reps and I have to start the set and I have to stop the sets and I have to check my heart rate and I have to check my resting time. So it's too much friction, and that's one of the biggest problem with this strength trainer. Let's say that you finished the exercise. What happened is that at the end it's going to ask you how hard was your exercise, which is a good thing because you can realize what you have done last session and how hard was that and what you did today and how hard was that today, which is a good thing. At the end it's going to give you a chart that you can see what activity you have done and what are the hard zone you were there, which is really interesting. For example, this is the last time I did an strength training, and then you can go through the exercises and see what are the sets you did, what are the repetition you did, and what was your heart rate through that, which is interesting, especially when you can see what are the activities that make your heart rate goes really high and what are the activities is easy for you that you can make it a bit more challenging, and what are the activities that count as a resting activity. Then you can go through all of them and see, but some of them is not accurate. As I said, sometimes I forget to press the start and the stop, which is really bothering me, but there is no other option right now. And when you press this view all, you're gonna get the specific information about the reps, about the weights, about everything, even the average heart rate through that set, which is really good and interesting. And also it has this AI that is gonna give you some information when you press it. Let's try it here. Because I tried this here, probably is not going to give me too much information. Let me ask an AI a question. How was my training in this session? Now, as you can see, it's going to give me an overview of the exercise, how many minutes I did it, how was that, and what are the biggest one, what are the smallest one, and this is stuff which are the good information. But still I believe that Whoop has to work on its AI. It's a better version, and they told us they're gonna have a good new AI at the end of this month, but the AI of the Whoop is not good at all and I don't like it. I hope they can come up with a better AI. For example, I just asked the AI about the session that I did, which was shoulder and arms, and then it was talking about the Romanian deadlift and the exercises that I have done in other session. Still, I'm saying that they have to work on their AI. It's really bad and they need a lot of work to have a better AI. So in general, I think they have to make that strength coach and the strength trainer a bit stronger. They should make it more available, and also they can create some way to reduce the friction, like tapping the Whoop to start the set and stop the set, so it can make it easier. So am I going to use this strength coach when I'm training? My answer is yes. And the reason is not about seeing my repetition and weights and this stuff. I can see that, which I'm happy about it. But the reason I'm using it is that I want to make sure that I give Whoop as much as data, because later on we don't know what are the features that the Whoop is going to come up with, and having more data, more specific data might help. Who knows, they're going to come up with a feature that is going to be important to have your specific muscle work volume or muscle strain or the repetition you did. Then you can use that. For example, they're going to have a way to find your muscle imbalances. Then having enough data for your profile, it's going to help you to have a better score, better number, or better understanding. That's why I'm going to use the strength coach, even though it's quite hard to use it. Strength trainer, sorry, even though it's going to be hard to use it, but hopefully they can come up with the better features that can make it easier. Please let me know in the comment if you have this strength trainer and what do you think about it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.